Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. And thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, and evil and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come. The end is come, and watch it for thee, behold, it is come. Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem. Rakakadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone, rule well and teach well, Shalom. To the hopefully like men that scattered abroad, pushing his truth without sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you very few sincere sisters, right, that's taking heed. And shalom to you all. Just coming at you with another video, updates, and going into this tariff port deal, and it was beautifully, it's beautiful how it came back around, because at one point in time, it was the workers that wanted to pay, and the ports, and the ports had shut down for the moment. And now, with the tariff situation, they only had nothing, they're not even getting no work, and we just in those beautiful times where we see that we at the downslope of this kingdom, man, right? And we know, right, it's a small agenda right now to push towards this NWO, but like I said, we see that we're at the end of this kingdom, man, because we know, I think it's according to Job, that the Lord's gonna catch him while he's eating, try to eat inside his NWO, so we know we're real close to him coming down with great wrath, right? All of these things, but we have to begin the stages of it though. So it says, big deal, port official warns Americans have weeks until shortages hit and prices soar, right? Because you have a lot of videos. Well, I'm going to play one of them, but you have a lot of videos of them talking about the ports, right? Food is not coming in like that, so the things that are on shelves, right, they're going to strike up, like I said, prices soar, right? You're going to have inflation right to a hyperinflation, man, right? You already see how some of the things are already going up now, but in the coming weeks, man, it's going to be a hot summer, man. Right, in the coming weeks, it's going to be a hyperinflation, Lord willing. And Lord willing, it hit real hard, man. I'm going to just play this clip first. Right? It's a Jake, he's a driver, he's a trucker.
Hey, I'm going to say this. Hey, it's going to get real out here real quick. Trump done fucked us with a big one. You hear me? A big one. He fucked us with a big one. Man, it ain't no freight like they going in and out these ports, man. On the cargo ships, man. And some of these containers coming in empty. Empty. Freight is finna be thin as hell out here. If you a truck driver, owner, operator, man, y'all taking this serious because y'all need to take it. Man, I have never been in and out of a port that quick within 30 minutes. Normally this shit takes hours. The lines be long as hell. There was nobody in there. Nobody, at least, when I went in there, it was at least 3 or 4 trucks there. Like, man, I don't know what to tell y'all on this. China ain't playing no games with us, boy. They standing on business. China standing on business. Ooh-wee. And freight is about to be thin, man. To all the truckers, man. Not only the truckers, but everybody, man, y'all better. I know what steps I need to take as a truck driver. I already know what I need to do. I already know what I need to do. I'm finna stock up on shit, because I already know what it's gonna be out here. When them ships can bring in empty containers, empty. Man, it ain't a game no more. Man, then some of these jobs ain't shipping out shit because of the tariff. Batteries, like, and if you drive with, if you deliver or pick up batteries, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. But y'all stay safe. But do what y'all need to do, because I'm about to do what I need to do. For real.
Right, so hey, man, we know like he just said, I know a little bit about the trucking, but I couldn't agree, which he already said the fact, as far as going in and out of these docks, these port docks and stuff like that, or just putting to docks, period. Right, it takes a while. It ain't just no in and out process. But it's good to show you that things are thin. Trump, like he said, China, it's not bullshit, man. China knows that America needs them, and not the other way around. It's a business, it's a partnership, man. Hey, man. Like I said, end of the day, man, they all going in with each other, man, just to move on to another agenda, right? And he said so much, and I couldn't retain it all. So like you, but also, one of the things he said was he know what he gonna have to do, and excuse me, I'm not gonna say if he a believer or not, but I know in the spirit of a worldly person, right? What they're going to do is stock up, guns, they're gonna stock up on everything but the faith of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And it's gonna get real bad. You're gonna have scriptures talking about. Matter of fact, let me grab them. Let me see. I can hope Lord when I can remember. But second address 15. Just let me read some of this right quick. Didn't really intended to read it all. Just to bring some of it out inside this article. I most definitely will leave the link for any brother that may want to do a lesson on it. But it says the Trump administration has officially terminated the de minimis, right, exemption on import fees for international shipments under $800, and it's about to kick prices and shortages up into high gear, right? Like I said, going to hyperinflation, right? Lord willing is hyperinflation, but that's going to really get the people going. It's going to really get them in the spirit of doing what they need to do for themselves. It most likely be illegally, It says Warren Jean Soroka, executive director of the Port of Los Angeles, in a new interview on CNN Friday evening. And hey, man, all week been beautiful news like this. All week has been beautiful news on major things happening. Walk us through how big of a deal that be for Americans, that exemption expiring acts, anchor Jake Tapper. It is a big deal, said Soroka. Millions of these parcels have been coming from China into the United States, and it's a bit of a competition versus our overnight or next day delivery. Maybe it takes a little bit longer, but the prices have been great. Anything under that de minimis number, tax and tariff free. So with that gone, he added, it's 2.5 times pricier for the buyer. Whew, that's lovely. Come on with it. Right? There's so much in here to read. But let me read this next paragraph. Yeah, Trump put those 145% tariffs on Chinese goods in early April, right? Which we all remember that. He came like back-to-back days for just upping the damn scope, right? It said Tapper. It says any cargo ships from China loaded after April 9th carried products. It's almost like they had the tariffs with them, carried products that the tariffs would affect, and they most likely arrived here. Has there been a decline at the Port of Los Angeles in terms of container ships? And what are you expecting in terms of any sort of drop? Right. Excuse me. So yeah, man, it's definitely here. Matter of fact, let me go to that before I forget it. I remember those tariffs that was going when Trump was going. He was up in the scope, went from like 85 to like 145. You know what I'm saying? Within 3 days, man. But I was going to second to 15. I just want to just touch up on the point when he just said he know what he going to do. Right? And a lot more people going to be like this. They're going to be in that same spirit. Yeah, this gonna play a heavy part into it too. Yeah, I'm gonna read into it, right? 2 Corinthians 15 and 14 through 16, and I'm gonna jump to I'll skip 17. Well, yeah. Excuse me, but it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Famine." You know, that was coming down the pipeline as well. You know, that's going to literally cause a lot of people to pass away, die. You know, cannibalism. You know, Lord willing, let's keep this into that type of situation. You know, excuse me, but yeah, it's nothing but destruction coming to Babylon the Great throughout the whole earth, but especially Babylon the Great. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their people, right? Because people are already on edge, man. All it takes for prices to go up, you know, and they can't feed, you know, for their families. You know, it says for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. And this is all with food pricing, right? Food prices that's going up, soaring up, can definitely lead to people invading one another. Why? Because they need their food. They don't know how to survive without food. They're not waiting upon the Lord to feed them. They don't know the Lord yet. Yeah, how about Shemi Shah? They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? And this right is going to be the main mindset of a lot of people in these coming weeks, man. Right? It only take a week. I mean, really going to take about a day for niggas to get it popping. But for a week, for this shit really to turn straight to shits, man. You know, and hey, you know, from just looking at it, hey, this right here can very cause martial law. Because niggas is not giving a damn what the governors say, right? The president say. That course of the actions is standing in their power. They ransacking these warehouses, you know, going next door, invading their neighbor's house just for food, right? And man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Martial law most definitely will come into play, right? And like I did a lesson on it earlier, you know, regarding the same thing. It makes sense now that they're been telling you months ago with those damn, I can't remember the name of them, but they like bug out bags, not bags, but food. You know, it got like 100. It's like 140 something meals in there. You know, because they telling you something's coming down the pipeline, right? And now we're seeing it. You know, but it says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Martial law gonna be enforced real soon. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It's finna get real dark, man, spiritually. You know? Niggas finna really be in that I need it for myself, right? You can have grown men around here with the snot boogers because they scared, right? And the Lord got to get rid of these niggas, bro. He got to. You know, they not moving in the right spirit. They don't even know what's going on, right? Hey, they dead fishes, man. It's going with the flow, right? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? That's it right there. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? This right here gonna be a real tough time, you know. But a man will not have no pity, right? You see how the man was saying in the video, well, I know what I got to do, even though he was saying like stocking up, but 9 times out of 10, Jake be on the same shit as well. That's for the scripture saying, you know, spoiling their goods, you know, having no pity upon a neighbor, right? So it's going to be a lot of death in this time, right? Evil and only evils, bad times stacked on bad times, man, right? Because of the lack of bread for great tribulation. Right, and I'm going to close out this last scripture in the book of 2 Corinthians 6. You already know. We love this repetition, man. You know, just bringing it out, man. Hey, look, constantly blowing that same horn. But at the end of the day, we telling you, hey, man, being right with Yahweh Shemi Shah and all hell break loose, hey, that's you. You know, you wasn't trying to come back to him knowing all these, or seeing these things, seeing these things getting ugly and ugly. Right. It says 2 Corinthians 6 and 22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, right? And what you have in these stores, being naked due to these tariffs, right? These loading docks, right? They're not bringing in a lot of freight, right? These 18 wheelers can't really work, you know. They can't do their job. It's a trickle down effect, you know. If they're not bringing in the imports to the docks, right? The 18 wheelers can't deliver them to the location they're supposed to be. So therefore, the shells are going to be empty real soon, fast. And it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouse shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Right? It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still. In 3 hours they shall not run. And that's going to be real heavy because, like the man was just saying in this video, you know, he like, y'all need to go ahead and do what y'all need to do because I know what I'm finna do. You know, so people have to really be in that psychotic mindset, right? Matthew 24, I think it's 14. It was like, roughly paraphrasing, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, that wax cold going to a cycle, right? Going to, you know, a lunatic mindset. But yeah, a lot of people are going to be in that mindset, right? Towards their own friends, man. You know, towards their own friends. But yeah, that's it on that. I'm going to close out this lesson. You know, Lord willing, it was edifying. But yeah, definitely be on alert. Definitely be prayed up. And if you're not on that side of the fence, hey, it's time to return to that side of the fence of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because it's about to get ugly, right? And the doors of mercy, right? When shit hit the fan, that represents the doors of mercy have been shut. So with that being said, I'm going to give our honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Krakadash. Shalom.